Hi there, I'm Brian Whitmore, host of the Power Vertical podcast, and this is the Daily Vertical. The Kremlin wanted Odessa. The Kremlin wanted Zaporizhia. The Kremlin really wanted Kharkiv. And the Kremlin failed, big time. This is one of my biggest takeaways from the telephone intercepts Ukrainian prosecutors released this week, depicting Kremlin aide Sergei Glazyev giving detailed instructions to proxies on organizing mass unrests across eastern and southern Ukraine as a pretext for Russian military intervention. The Glazyev tapes were recorded in February and March 2014, before Russia annexed Crimea and before it invaded the Donbass. And they show us that from the very start, Moscow is hoping and planning to annex large swaths of eastern Ukraine, including Odessa and Kharkiv oblasts. Now, on the one hand, this is nothing new. We've always suspected and even assumed that the hand of Moscow is behind the unrest in eastern Ukraine and that it hoped to seize what the Kremlin called Novorossia. But it's one thing to suspect and assume this, and another thing entirely to hear a top Kremlin aide orchestrating the details to proxies on the ground. Sometimes it takes a little while for the historical record to become clearer. Sometimes it takes time for the things we had long suspected and even assumed to be confirmed. Sometimes it takes years to fill in the blanks. Well, that's what happened this week when we learned a lot more about Moscow's designs for eastern Ukraine. The Kremlin wanted Odessa, Kharkiv, and Zaporizhia, but the people living there had other ideas. Keep telling me what you think in the comments section, on the Power Vertical's Twitter feed, and on our Facebook page. I'm Brian Whitmore, and that was the Daily Vertical.